Okay,
Cool.
so first things first, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
It's very good to hear. So, well, I read this and I don't know if this is where it's from, but the album is called Good at Falling, and I read somewhere that you said, I'm very good at falling in and out of love.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, if you can be good at that, then I am. I do that a lot. I think I'm always in sort of state of being heartbroken or falling in love with someone. But yeah, I think that's, I guess the main themes that the album are about are falling in love and falling out of love. And then also like my relationship with myself and how I sort of constantly am either falling and failing at something or like in a state of like picking myself back up, and I'm never sort of in between with anything.
Okay, so never easy.
Well, it's great when I'm on the way up, that's great, but that's a good time. But I never really feel neutral about anything.
I find it very interesting what you just said, because what made you write songs then? What kind of, if you say it's not necessarily cathartic for you, what got you into writing about those very personal things?
I'm not really sure. I started writing songs when I was like 5 or 6 or something. Like as soon as I could really play guitar, I was writing songs. And they were obviously at that time about nothing, just doing it for fun. I don't really know what makes me, like I can't remember why I suddenly decided to. Probably because I thought like I was obsessed with music and I thought it was really cool. So that's probably what started it, and then I carried it on because it's like the only thing that really like drives me or like gives me that sort of like, I don't know, like I can't really describe it, but yeah, it gives me some sort of emotional payoff or like it's almost like feeling high when I'm writing a song or like working on a song. It gives me this sort of like weird high. And like I think loads of people chase that kind of feeling in loads of different ways, but for me that's the main thing that drives me or like makes me feel like I have some sort of purpose or whatever. But yeah, no, I never really, if I'm feeling really sad or worried about something, I won't pick up a guitar and write a song. Like I can't deal with it at that point. I have to wait till it sort of died down a bit. And procrastination is another reason that I was writing songs definitely as like a teenager. Because I didn't want to do my homework. I just wanted to like write my songs instead.
But now, having released a couple of EPs and knowing that there is an audience, did that change your perspective on what you do?
Yeah, definitely, for a while, because the first 2 EPs I'd written before the first one was released. So and obviously you never actually think that people are going to hear it. But as soon as you start thinking about it, this thing comes into your head that's like, oh, I wonder what. So before you're even writing it, you're wondering what people will think about it, which is actually a really annoying thing. And it's something that I really try and fight off, because I don't think it's healthy to have that attitude when writing songs, because then what you're creating isn't really an honest representation of what you're feeling at that time, because you're sort of doing it with the intention of someone hearing it. But I think I've now I really purposely try and not think about that.
Okay.
Which is why I write the time I write the most is when, for example, now I've just finished the album and it hasn't been released, but I'm writing so much now. Because before any reaction to the album comes out, I don't really want to be like changed by people's reaction.
Because as you become, I can understand, as you become an artist, and people obviously in this day and age with internet and social media, people will have their say, and well, like you say, that you don't want to focus on that too much, but is it kind of inevitable that people will have their say and that it kind of influences you a little bit?
Maybe, no, it is inevitable that that will change by people's opinions, because I guess your own opinion is changed by like the general opinion of others in some way. But I think playing live as well is like a big thing for me, because I can't help but think about how it's going to be when I'm playing live now. But but sometimes I'll write a song and I'll be done in 2 minutes, and it'll feel like a completely like natural way of writing a song where it hasn't been sort of marred or like, I don't know what the right word is, but sort of changed by me worrying about if people are going to like it or not.
Does playing live give you the same type of rush then as creating a song? It's very different. I think I used to really not like playing live and used to be really nervous. I don't know why. Sorry. But yeah, I think but now I really enjoy playing live, but it's a really different sort of feeling. As to when I'm writing a song, it's a very like extroverted feeling of it's like a payoff when I connect with people. Whereas writing a song is a very like personal and introverted rush, which is like only to do with me. When I write a song that I really like, I'll listen to it about 300 times, like while I'm going to sleep, because I'm just so like addicted to what I've made. Is that the test then, that if you can listen to it 300 times and you still think it's good, that makes it on the record?
No, I don't know because everything that I write, I obviously think it's good in the moment, and then I'll come back to it and I'll be like, oh, I don't know, I haven't got any ideas for this one, or oh, maybe it's not very good. And it's kind of just random what makes it onto the record, because I change my mind about if I like something so much that by the time I'm actually making the record, it's sort of like, oh, I wonder which ones that I'll actually like today, or like mean something to me at that point. But it's kind of a random process in a way.
Do you ever worry about certain songs that you write, lyrics maybe pertaining to real people?
What, upsetting people with the lyrics?
For instance? Or just revealing that personal, that level of personal story?
Yeah. Not really. I think... I never really worry about that, because by the time it's written, I don't really feel like I've really had a choice in it. So yeah, by the time I've actually written the song, I almost feel like that's that. Obviously if there's like something very revealing about someone else's stuff, that's when I question it. But if it's about my personal life, I'm fine with it.
Because, one person, obviously,
Sorry,
who you've worked with on the Lilo video as well, was Marika.
Marika, yeah.
And I actually interviewed her in the same place that you're sitting now. But knowing that she's going to hear those songs, and then vice versa, probably, what is that like, that kind of...
It's quite weird, because obviously, both our albums, I guess, or like her last album had some of me in it, and my album obviously has lots of her in it. And it is weird, because we're sort of revealing our relationship to anyone who wants to hear it. But we kind of made a decision, or like spoke about the fact that obviously would be mentioned in each other's songs, and we just like, we decided that we would never have arguments about like, I don't know, like, being like that kind of thing, because we both understand that you can't really decide what you write about. And obviously everything has like a level of drama and like maybe exaggeration to a degree. But yeah, it is strange, but I think for us it's fine.
So it comes with the territory of being a songwriter, I suppose.
Yeah, definitely, and also with the territory of dating one.
Fair enough, yeah.
Just have some water.
At what point for you does the sonic sphere come in? Because you say it's a very solitary process, songwriting for you.
Yeah.
But obviously, when you listen to the album, it's a full band sound, and then there's a lot going on. When does that become part of the song? Is that early on? Do you already have the sounds in your mind as you write?
Well, yeah, I kind of do the production or like the first bit of the production and the songwriting simultaneously most of the time. Or like sometimes that actually comes first, and then I'll find the sounds that I like and then write a song around that. But yeah, it's not actually like a band playing.
No, but live, I mean.
Sorry?
Live you play with a band?
Yeah,
right?
live I play with the band, but not on the record.
Okay, so you played everything yourself?
Yeah, well, most of it's programmed, most of it's not real. And then actually I got my drummer, who's in the band, to come out to Wisconsin and do some, and do some drumming on the record. And George has done some drumming on the record, but everything else is me.
Okay.
Apart from strings, and there was some saxophone.
I've spoken with more musicians who pretty much play every instrument on the record, and then the way I see it, it can be either, like you say, that you're a control freak, so that must be nice, that part of it, but it can also be, I suppose, overwhelming in a way. Or do you know exactly when to stop and what to add? And
I don't know. I don't necessarily always know what I'm doing. I know what I like and what I don't like, so it's easy for me to say no to things.
Okay.
But yeah, sometimes I will be stuck on a song for ages. But it's kind of, I always know what kind of I want it to sound like in my head, so I just sort of go with that and just experiment with things until it sounds right. I mean, I never think it sounds right until the very, very end, until it's released, and then I sort of can detach and accept it for what it is. But yeah.
Did you have a sound in mind then, as you started this whole process towards an album?
Not really. Every time I write songs, like it'll be a random process of me finding a sound, and then I'll sort of go with that. Because for me, I have really no idea if, because I've listened to the song so many times, like I don't know if it all sounds like one or if it sounds really different, like all the songs sound different. Because to me, I think they sound quite different, but then other people have said that it sounds like it's all like in the same genre. Yeah, it's a weird thing where I don't really know how most of it happens, it just does.
Well, that's interesting, because I would say as well that it kind of fits within the same kind of ballpark of sounds, and that it does sound, there is some cohesion to it, in my opinion. I
guess it's because it's me. Obviously, everything that I do is going to sound like me. So, yeah, I'll quite often write a song and be like, this is so different and so poppy, and then I'll send it to one of my friends and they'll be like, no, this sounds exactly like you. And I just put that down to it. Whatever I do will obviously sound like me.
I wrote a couple of lyrics down. I don't think we have time to get into all of it, but there's one line, opening line for Follow My Girl that I really liked, which is different people have their different ways of living. I chose mine and it was unforgiving. I
never really hear my own lyrics spoken to me, so that's a weird experience for me. Yeah.
But that first line, where did that come from?
I was just writing lyrics. I don't really know. I was just writing lyrics. I was at the studio in Wisconsin, and I'd actually gone down. There was like another cabin, or house, whatever, down the road, which I'd sort of locked myself in for the entirety of the entire day, just trying to think of lyrics, and that just like came out. So I just kept it. Every time I write lyrics, I'm always like, I'll just put in random stuff, and then later I'll come back and edit it. but quite a lot of the time, what the random stuff that I'm putting in actually makes sense.
Right. So in that sense, do you discover certain things about how you were feeling about?
Yeah. So I think it's almost like those subconscious games where you say a word and then the other person says the first word that comes into their head and you sort of like learn something about your subconscious. It's almost like that.
Okay.
I'm just like the first things that come into my head I just quickly write down. And then obviously I'll get ideas from that and work from that. But that's usually how I start writing lyrics. It's just like write something random
stream
down.
of consciousness and
yeah.
Okay. Well, there's one other line from that song that I wrote down. I'll follow my girl till I find myself a sense of direction.
Yeah.
So have you found that sense of direction?
No. No, I think no, I have. I have in a sense. I think when you feel really lost, it's hard. Yeah, I feel very lucky that I have lots of people around me that when I do feel lost, I can sort of follow their guidance. But also at the same time, it was kind of a negative thing in a way that I was saying, because I was like, I don't really know what I'm doing, so I'm just gonna carry on doing this and see if this is okay. It wasn't necessarily about me like following my friends around when I felt sad. It was more like I felt really lost and had no sense of direction of my own. So I just stayed in the same situation, just hoping that it would be okay. Yeah, I don't know if I found a sense of direction.
Well, because obviously there are many ways to interpret lyrics, but the way I saw it, it could also be a reference towards venturing into the music industry and that kind of type of life that comes with it.
Maybe.
But so obviously that wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, it was. Yeah, for me it was. I mean, to be honest, like when I'm writing songs, there's obviously a clearer thing of what it means, but that song specifically was definitely a stream of consciousness, like the way I wrote the lyrics. So I kind of interpret them afterwards as to what it means to me. But I think that song to me is mainly feeling like I was just not being very healthy in the way that I was living my life and the decisions that I was making. And I felt very much like at a crossroads, where there was like, an opportunity to sort of go either way, and I decided to like carry on going the same way, just hoping that was the right one. And I guess it's also about it was basically deciding if I should be in a relationship or not, and also deciding like, do I want to be living the way that I am, like I don't know, drinking all the time and sort of that unhealthy lifestyle, and it was about just dealing with that, really. Okay. But I don't know if I've necessarily cracked it yet.
I think we're all still figuring that out.
Yeah.
Final question, very quickly. You mentioned that you were already writing new songs, and I know we're jumping ahead now, but what have you noticed about the new songs that you're writing?
They're all coming like quite naturally to me, because I don't have any pressure really. I don't have any like pressure like, quickly you need to finish this, because I'm just about to release my first album. So when I'm not forcing myself in any way, so all the songs are coming really naturally. They all sound they all sound really different to me. There's quite a lot of like more not dancey, but like poppy in my opinion, but no one else will probably think they're poppy. And there's a really sad one. That's probably one of my favourite songs that I've ever written, that I wrote, again, really quickly. And it's just there's a lot of piano that I'm writing on for some reason at the moment. But yeah, I won't give too much away. Yeah,
I'll ask about those next time then. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.